past the hour of that is 2 p.m. in the studios of West Nile Television. Owen Ezaga is my name, and it's the whistle time right here for you who is already tuned wherever you're catching that is the show from. I want to say we are right there on channel 477 on your Star Time dish decoder. You can be part of that is the show by following, and for those who are also following, that is the YouTube or other social handles. I want to say we are not going to be leaving you behind, because it's one of the that you keep engaging. It's social media interaction. You keep sending us your messages, and of course different over the stories that you feel you have, even though a lower league, you can send it to us, and we really make sure that this works out for you. So that's one big thing. But impressively, I want to say we are right there. For those who have been saying where are we are on that is 477. Once again, you can be part of the show as from 2 to 3 I'll be giving you exclusivity over the games and of course some of the sports disciplines that is happening all over that is the country. One of the biggest happens to be the Champions League that went on yesterday. You did see a couple of things that probably surprised very many, because Real Madrid Bayern Munich was an intense game, and first half you saw what happened, second half you saw what happened as the two teams tried their level best to see that they really needed to put it right there. And of course in other parts of that is the district, you did also see that most especially in Masaka, you did see one of the biggest, I'm talking about the USA games that also continued, and all this will be summarized right here with that is the top stories. Now let's start with the USA games. My name is Owen Ezaga as your host today. I happen to be a lone striker. That means ma andradule manga mini ulukoti ndondo avita maria kefe anzukeni adansi utitatede odimankulu ni ya utitatede opangidi utitatede Mane seconds banonve is one mpira adike ekidra mava odi ati fuzu idozu ya pere fuzu di olaya seconds otita mingi amani to ba emine awodi ara 11 yo minikini amea di channel su azir mariati di start time dish decoder maria ba amane ba pori ndudwari me to vini di amane seconds mi tv maria odogugura me to vini di amane di seconds it's a letter debate on social media or the Maria Sawadia, the Parinudu Facebook, wala the YouTube, where Mitovili Amane, Dara Mitovili Kokobi, Mati Dira, the Nezokene, Adanse, Mini Bazo Manika, Kuzita Minezia, wada Bazo Manga, Ironvi, Emine, Awat Yaramateo Bola Madinga for Olayo, Adans, Olaya, Amaredo, Molaya, Tamangafu, the Masaka Vawadia, Yo Mingi Pini, Yeria, the Mupira, I check and see, and the school at the Pinaveri, Misu Kalenia, Timbanon Vemvara. SS naleni ende itake nsefike amabe indi so ale mine bamvara yeke ngoni team tedi amani coach vuri yeke ngoni team tevine amavo di banomve itake paida ye ngoni di dibi ko team man mo ba di are dede. And if you look at what exactly is happening, the 2024 USA Boys Football Championship that is happening, it's the first time I should say that is happening in Masaka with a lot of things. First of all, we did discuss in-depth analysis yesterday with, of course, Susie trying to give you how exactly the teams have tried their level best to see, or how schools have really packaged their different ways of play. I remember when I was still here, I did give you that the team of there are very many teams that are going to be facing challenges, because you are going to be meeting a new team, and the new team is all about meeting a team that you have not yet understood its philosophy, its style of play, how they've been playing, because you have not been in the same region with them. Remember, 3 teams per districts, per region, of course, per zone, in fact, were taken. Out of there, you did see in the West Nile, or the zone that was in West Nile, the zonal qualifiers, 3 teams were taken. That included Nvara, that included the Kochi in the boys category, and then you did see the team of Paida SS. But for that is the team of for the girls, you did see Biaya, you did see Moyo, and of course the team of Kochi that also went through right there. So all these teams represented. That means in total 6 teams went to represent, and out of that, the 2 teams in the girls category, Moyo is still doing wonders, because they did play, or they're still in the next level. Games have reached to round of round of 32 now. Remember, it started with a round of 64, and now it is 32. After 32, we shall go to the 16. Around 16, then we shall see that these teams also break a little to go to, that is the quarterfinals, where you see 8 teams in the game. Then, of course, out of the 8 teams, you will also see one, after the quarterfinals, you see the semi-finals, and to the final. We shall be waiting to see. But Masaka Secondary School is the host of the games in the championship, and in this first May, which is today, probably a new year, new month, with what is called the Labour's Day. I want to first of all wish you a happy Labour's Day. You will be seeing a lot of things that come in there, as the rest of that is the world will be celebrating this day. The schools for them will be doing what is called the games, and indeed the games already started in the round of 32. This was the first ever in history of that is Uganda Secondary School Sports Association boys football competition, that of course the round of 32 stage will be played, because it has never been there. Remember, USA has just taken over as an organized entity this year, to see that they really improve things to get in there. So a lot of things have happened. We have already gotten in the speeches or the official opening of the ceremony that went on right there at Masaka. And in some of that is the Titanic and of course explosively games that came in there. The much anticipated duels that were to be talked about, or some of the creme de la creme teams that will be taking place today, is one of the game that is going to be at 2 p.m. And this is going to be a game between the former winners, Jinja SS, and of course Chivuri SS. That game is going to be at 2 p.m. Of course, I should say it should have started. I don't know what exactly is happening that way, but it's one of the biggest games that is to be, of course, one of the anticipated games to be watched for those who are following it right there. So at Chitovu 1 Playgrounds, that game is going to be taking place, because it's one of the game that everybody wants to see, everybody wants to watch, because it's, remember, you being a champion or a defending champion has a lot. The two teams, remember, they have been former winners of this very competition. They have been there. They have known what it means to play this game. So it has given them a lot of things that they need to put. Out of that, of course, the home side, St. Charles Luanga Kasasa, will also be doing one of the biggest things, which will be they will be battling the defending champions. I'm talking about St. Mary's Chitende. That game will be at that is Masaka Recreational Stadium during, of course, the game that ended. I've not gotten, of course, the tip, but it was an early game, and that was at 9 a.m. a game that saw, of course, a lot of things that happened through right there. Now, of course, in Masaka City affairs between St. Henry's Chitovo and Masaka SS at the recreational center. That game was played at around 11 a.m. We did see that happen, and it's one of the biggest things that you did see come through, of course, for the team of Masaka. Now, out of that, there's going to be also one of the biggest in the round 2. That will also be squaring up against, that is Paida SS. Paida is from West Nile, and they will be representing West Nile as we talk, and that is the Mutesa Playgrounds. And this game is going to be at 2, or it's supposed to start in fact at 2, and it's going on very well as we talk right now. So it is one of the biggest thing at that is the comprehensive school at that is Chitovu Playgrounds. Now, this is the only team, I should say, that is well representing West Nile at that is the USA Games. Paida SS, they have done everything possible to see that they really need to make sure they lift the flags of West Nile region in there. This has really shown a lot. Because very many undermined them. I remember when Paida, by the way, Paida went in as the second, let's say the runners-up. Mvara, that was the champion, couldn't really progress well. They were ejected in, that is the round of 62. I remember saying this was not going to be a good one. And on that note, their head coach also did not travel because he has engagement with the football club. So that means he couldn't be with the team as in the national championship. But instead, he went in for, that is his club, that is Nduporaka Football Club. So he couldn't travel with Mvara SS to make sure that he gets the best, which of course I should say has affected the team a little bit because technically a coach has impact to add in the team. So it has affected them a little bit, according to me. Yeah, I'm saying according to me. Maybe there should be other factors that have affected them. Let's say the weather factor, let's say the environment, let's say technically not understanding the game should have also affected them. So it's one of the biggest things that we should be waiting. But all in all, yes, it is a tough game to decide. So we're already in action. Again, that is Bukedia Comprehensive at Chitovu 1 Playgrounds. Now, this is going to be also a tough encounter to talk about because it's already ongoing. We shall be waiting to see how exactly it is ended, but that is one big thing to talk about. Now, the successful round of 16 schools will be or will progress to that is the pre-quarter finals stage that will be taking place tomorrow, which is of course a Thursday, 2nd of May. Now, that will be one of the biggest thing to of course probably say one or two things about, but it is one of the interesting moments to talk about in this game. And then if you, I'm just breaking down when these games will be on Thursday after playing what is called the pre-quarterfinals. You will be having the quarter-finals and the semi-finals. And at the same time, the grand finale will follow suits to decide the victor of what is called the post-primary school games under that is the USA. I'm talking about Uganda Secondary School Sports Association that has a lot of things. By the way, these people have different factors. They have the futsal, they have the football, they have the athletics. They have a lot of things that they are trying to push to make sure that it works out for them. So we're expecting a lot of things that is still coming from that is the USA chairman to see, of course, how they will probably push things in the other way. But all in all, this championship is determined for that is 4 schools that will represent Uganda. That is the 2024 FUSA. Yeah. Games that is due to be held in Uganda. This time round, it is going to be held in Uganda, but in a region called Bukedia region. That's the side that will be hosting this game. So we shall be expecting 4 good teams or 4 good schools to represent Uganda. That is the Fiesta games that will be coming through. Of course, Fiesta now has a lot involved, which will have the East African community that will be coming in right there. Different schools that will be coming right through to see that this gets in there. Let me just give you a roundup before I move away from this discussion of the games that were to be played. 9 a.m. we did see a couple of games. St. Mary Luanga Kasasa, that was at Masaka Recreational Center. Then you did see Chisozi Seed School and taking on, of course, Old Kampala SS at Playgrounds, Nakaseke International at Nkoma SS. Again, it's Nkoma SS in Chitovu, 2 Playgrounds. Then at the same time, St. Joseph's College Laibi against, of course, Kawempe Muslims. Now, that is how the games were early kickoff. And then at 11, we did see a couple of games that were in Kada, including Standard High Zana, of course, against Meta, that ejected Mvara SS recently by 2 goals at 2 Playgrounds. Then Wisdom against Ndeje SS. Wisdom versus Ndeje or Wisdom, of course, yes, Wisdom will take on Ndeje, or Wisdom takes on the team of Kasana. And that's going to be one of the biggest games to see. Blessed Sacrament, Timanya will be taking on Kakungulu Memorial School. That game also was already, in fact, it's on as I talk, yeah, because it was supposed to start at 1. And then you have St. Henry's College that is also taking on Masaka in there now. Games are right there. Amusi Secondary School taking on Paida SS. And then you have St. Julian High School taking on Chadondo Secondary School. You have Jinja Secondary School taking on Chibudi Secondary School. And at the same time, Jinja Comprehensive against London's College Nansen. All these games started at 2 as I kick-started with my program. These games had already started. Now, in that 4, you will also be having games, by the way. Names like Mukono, Kings, that will be taking on Uganda Martyrs at Gayaza Playgrounds. Then you have Budo Secondary School that will be taking on Bukedia Comprehensive at Chitovu 1 grounds. And then you have Weldon High School taking on Kabalega at Masaka, and Jinja Progressive that will also be taking on Fort Portal Secondary School. It's against Yoman Zediar Maria, Bisuku Iwekiri, School of Mavo Aquadiar Maria, it's against Mingesu. Lodene part pieces in we prare di Paida SSC abate dindundo it's against West Nile ni part in Mukerare in Paida SSC Paida ni in the team ogogo Rina Sudipi nezu taki di round bono ve kalna ni resort Maria di autitate de muti school pini it's against school ndundo pini mozor Maria alena misuko team ikle Mvarale team ikle the team Tadiamani side azidi Maria bano mve coaching play awadi ngakimvira askun si biki muperande bantega wadaleko so yo de fe team de mvekede nezokene medakidri di aku pivu West Nile vuru Maria talenia ama yokini Paida ingarati di avambo rusi ikidonga mupira ada si pivu pran ini mani onzeriadi irimure dile askun si kimu pira vi team bano mve Amus College be result ni lala ni fungoni are amadonga avini ba mini rami awe amabedi social media amavundondo Maria Tsozungazuru koti va wedi suza skunsi timu akwore na bama efatere oposi nezukini olimangulu irevuru dengori amavini ngaba minerade ni mitovini de amanta jobole igata mini fair amandre mireba de amavo itakensi social media ram the Facebook wakariko YouTube Maria nezukini ama aki emipie adria tualo ama isuki yondondo achipireke dria tualo rene alenia misuko Amus College mayonzedi ofuki anzika ogugwa arrowa dipi team tede di Paidan mwavya odi ofuki anzika ogugwa arrowa dipi mubampera bibi national junior team Maria ikenga mumpera avira di FIFA under 17 kaliku FIFA bate dili mudini yaziri mavoli ari pini izwans maside Maria ikiringa mute di banomve World Cup qualifiers Maria dini so madivini juemini team di adi team izero di school Paidani awadi akudivini iri di mungu mege. When we move away from there now, let's get to some of the games that will be coming right today in that is the Start Times Uganda Premier League, as Nambole shall be open today officially, probably for some test over the pitch and how exactly the ground is like. You'll be seeing a very big one, water-mouthing game that will be coming. In fact, games, because there's that is coming at 4 p.m. and then there's that will also be coming at exactly at 7. Now, one big thing before I get to there is that KCCA, yesterday we did see them against Sports Club Villa in an epic clash, and that is the refurbished Nambole Floodlights. It was a tense game, probably to talk about, and Nambole saw numbers in Nambole saw numbers when they went to assess just to visit, but the game comes in today. Now, today, a lot of things that will be coming through. One of them is the stadium. How, of course, the stadium will be making sure that things get their way. Two, you have what is called they want to test how exactly ready is the team, or how ready is Nambole for hosting the CAF games, or for hosting the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Remember, Uganda MP, Uganda, of course, member of parliament, and then the speaker had to come through. Even the FUFA executives that came through had to make sure that things work their way. Out of that, the refurbished Mandela National Stadium has also raised big questions from different, of course, football lovers. And now this time round, it is going to be hosting one of the biggest clashes of the season, with KCCA the renewal or the new rivalries with, of course, the bitter rivalries, I should say, today we'll be encountering. Now, Sports Club Villa will be playing KCCA. All the two teams will be on neutral grounds, by the way, for your information. And of course, there's no team that is going to say this is our home. KCCA has, they have the home of it's called MTN Philip Omondi Stadium. Now, for Sports Club Villa, they play in different grounds. That has always come. Wankulukuku Vision Arena, we did see them move. So that's one big thing. But two giants will have to make sure this is their way. And remember, the two giants, as I talk right now, share a whooping 29 league game titles between, of course, them, and have chances or have a chance to extend the tally this season if they really coordinate and make things go well in there. So Sports Club comes with this game, of course, in a better position, I should say, after, of course, making sure that if we look at how they is lying on the table in the position, regarded though as they occupy the fourth place, with, of course, 45 points over the season after playing, of course, a couple of games I just did tell you. Just 3 behind the table leaders, that is Chitara, with, of course, Jagos also having to make sure that they played 2 games less, because they still have games at hand to push right there. So what do we expect? A very interesting game that will be coming right there, because the two teams will be playing for a purpose. And what is that purpose? To make sure that they qualify, to make sure that they are on top, or to make sure that they get right there. So it's a tough game as usual. But KCCA, yes, they are already rejuvenated by some of the big names that have come through in their team. You've seen every day, every time, anytime, Mo Shaban loves scoring. So they have that upper hand of that is the team that every time they have a pushing it right there. On the other hand, of course, you would see that the KCCA, who are right now 6th on the log, will also be looking forward to see that 6 points behind the Villa is a very bad sign or a very bad signal. But of course, until it is mathematically impossible, that's when they will give up. So they are ready for the game, and they will give it a chase with, of course, what they want to make into, that is the history of the games. And so it's going to be a tough derby, a tough history to be written, because playing in the new renovated, of course, Nambole Stadium. But Villa, in the reverse fixture, remember, lost 2-1, that is Mutesa, 2-1 Kulukuku Stadium, with early goals from, that is Etienne, Katenga, yes, Katenga, then Ashraf Mugume, and that, of course, made things go well. And this time around, they will be confident to make another double that probably could be coming over. That is the record champions right there. In fact, KCCA has boasted this fixture so much in the recent past, with, of course, Villa managing only 2 of that is the wins over KCCA Football Club in, that is, the past 2 decades. You look at the history bit of it, and you look at where exactly it shows you how the teams could be making amends, and of course where the favorite could be like. So it gives you one of the biggest things to talk about, and this is an addition to the KCCA team. But of course, let's wait and see how that will be. For those who will be following, for those who will be watching, of this, the look of the current Nambole Stadium, so that you can also feel the vibe of the National Stadium of Uganda that was renovated by the UPDF. The Uganda Defense Force engineers this time around how to take the job. Remember recently, a lot of questions in Parliament about the talks of why it is still incomplete. CAF had come on ground to check around whether the Pamoja bid would be of support, but they said no, this is still even below standard to see that you host Africa Cup of Nations in Uganda. So Uganda barely has no ground yet to make sure that they host a game. But of course, they said they had, the engineers said they were waiting. In fact, the Minister for Sports did say that they were waiting for some funding That was around 79 billion that was given to them to accomplish the work. Now we're waiting to see after finishing, is it going to be to the standard? Let's have the feel. I saw it looks good in the pictures, but what are those standards that Uganda's national stadium could not meet is one big thing that we were really waiting to hear from, of course, the authorities. But of course, you know, it will just say that CAF has said that met. So we are to see, but of course today is going to be a very big one. Leading goal scorer, I'm talking about Mohamed Shaban alongside Etienne Katega and of course Usama Arafat, and not forgetting Ashraf Mugume, and of course the company will be led, that is the hunt for the 3 goals. Peter Magambo, Philberto Benchan, these guys are all back fit, marshalling and ready to defend this time or making another history. Let's wait and see. But for Villa, I should say the ex-KCCA Football Club striker Charles Lugo could come back and lead the hunt for, that is the goal against, of course, their former or the immediate bosses that he has been right there. But all eyes will be on, that is the youngster right now. He is called Patrick Kakande. Yes, Patrick Kakande has been one outstanding player to talk about. Abbas Cheyune has also been one of the biggest names to talk about. He has been on form, doing very, very well. But for KCCA, yes, they will also be looking forward to see that they defend. So a tough game. But KCCA have lost just twice against, just like I said, Sports Club Villa. In 2012, that's when they lost, winning 13 of the games, their head-to-head meetings, drawing 7 of them, losing 2. That means they are unbeaten at home. That period with 8 straight wins and 2 draws. That is the statistics of KCCA. While for Villa, they are the only beaten side away from, that is home, and that is the league this season. So they have 4 wins, 7 draws. Yeah, so that is it. But there, for you to get into maybe for the starters, the last time the 2 sides met met at Namboole Stadium, the game ended 2-3. 2-3 in favor of KCCA. That was way back in 2018. Yes, I was still at school. I remember I went for that game. It was a very big one. So yeah, it is one interesting game. So that is how the head-to-head has to be with the team right there. But today, also still fast, you're going to be seeing a very big game, as Bull already went packed. Next to that is Namboole, because they had a field of the training session yesterday. They are Vipers also aim for, that is the summit, as they will be looking forward to see that Namboole reopening is one of, that is a blessing for them. So Mandela National Stadium is where we shall be coming back to start with the game between Vipers Sports Club and Bull Football Club. We're taking a break. When we come back, we shall be coming back to start from where we have left in, that is the national stories, and that will be between Vipers and Bull. Now, Modipio taken says CPR Amavaliza Kadidabo Lemi or Zabimi television Gayaseko as considered mingi Amanito Amini Vawa the Arariki Amadidamni Uganda Premier League Mba Utitandondo taken Soli Manguli Kandre Peteke. It also the Akwombo Namboole Nidma the Namboole Matibazi Andro Nezukeni ba Adansi clubs Ndundo Ngabam Pravibe Le Sports Club Villa Pilen Ikinga Osmatrako Sidi Tibano Mve KCCA Mevini Suko Smatrako Azir Maria Bull Nidonga Idrifu Tibano Mve Viper Sports Club Memini Yoba Dunia Vule Awadi Adi Mba Mudinga Valiza Malera Kaka. It's can say we shall be right back.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
AFCON, all 52 games live only on StarTimes. StarTimes brings you Africa's biggest football tournament, AFCON 2023 live in English and Luganda commentary. Starting January 13th, don't miss Mo Salah, Sadio Mane or Nana. Lead the hunt for gold as they take center stage. Renew your StarTimes subscription today and enjoy all 52 matches in HD live on Sports Premium and Sanyuka Prime. StarTimes, the official broadcaster of AFCON 2023. This message is powered by Techno, the official sponsor of AFCON 2023.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
From that break, still Whistle Time live on your screens, and Owen Ezaga still remains my name, and of course giving you all the nitty-gritties in the world of sports, and of course the West Nile TV team that of course keeps giving you all this the Whistle Timer. So today I happen to be alone, but of course Susie joins me of course tomorrow and the rest of the days that we shall be doing of course because she's been taken for official duty. But all in all, today I did say we're starting it from where we left with one of the interesting games that is going to be on card. I'm talking about the game between Bull Football Club and the team of Vipers Sports Club. Now, Vipers, very many have known what exactly this is. If you look at what exactly is happening with Sports Club Vipers, you would say that, of course, a very big challenge could be one big thing that you're talking about. Why? Because there's one of the interesting story about Vipers. Let's look at the table standings of how this team is standing, because this is one big thing or one talking point that we should talk about. So far, 3 seasons consecutively, Sports Club Bull or Bull Football Club has really tried convincing very many, but they don't satisfy or fulfill what exactly they start onto. They start very good note, they even go up to the table, but when the season is ending, you see them drop like Arsenal Football Club. They have that hope that can be, that one can always feel this is where we are. But at last, no way, no way. So can we see them get it this season, that they are going to win the games, is one thing that we shall will be giving you right there. Current table standing shows that Chitara Airtel is on table with 48 points. Then you have the team of Viper Sports Club that is playing today with 46 points. They have played 2 games lesser than Chitara Football Club. You have Bull Football Club that has played, that is going to play its 26th game, because we already in the match day 26 of the Star Times Uganda Premier League. So that means the team of Bull playing today will mean that they will have played another game more than, of course, Team Viper Club, who is second on the table. Remember, just 2 weeks ago, Bull was leading the table of that is the Star Times Uganda Premier League. Villa with 45 points, lying at number 4, but they have still 2 games to play. One of them is the game that they are playing with KCCA today, and Football Club. 25 games played already, and they have 43 points to their name, and KCCA and number 6th on the log with 36 points. 39 points, just like I did give you earlier on. Maroons at number 7 with, of course, 39 points, just like KCCA Football Club, but KCCA has scored 3 more goals than that is team Maroons. That means KCCA has 15 goals and Maroons is having 12 goals that they have scored right there. URA are also trying so much to say that this is not where they belong. After playing 25 games, they have 35 points, and they will be playing their next game they were supposed to play. And then remember, Express and Chitara game was postponed yesterday. It was supposed to be yesterday that this game was to be played, but it couldn't happen due to 1 or 2 reasons that is best known for. That is the 2 teams right there. Now 32 points after 25 games that they have played as Express Football Club. Nelson Senka Tukaza Soul Tilo Bright Stars lies 10th on the log with, of course, 24 games played. That means they still have 2 more games to play, but they have 30 points. Mbarara City with their 30 points with 25 games played, and number 13 is 12 is Wachiso Giants, 24 games played, and they negative 14 goals. So that's bad for a team like that. And Busoga, who have negative 24 points, goals, have 22 points as they have played 25 goals right there. Games, Gaddafi, the teams we're talking about, battling in for relegation. Now, Gaddafi, 24 games played, and they have 19 points, as UPDF is already in the danger zone with 18 points, and they have played 24 games right there, though they have conceded 16 goals, as of course they are trying so much right there. I don't want to talk about that so much. So that's how exactly the standing is. But today, what does this game mean for the 2 sides? Bull Football Club and the team of Vipers Sports Club. Now, Bull and Vipers have, that is, no room for error. Yeah, that's what I should put it like. They don't have to, in fact, they have no room for error because they will be taking on each other. It is the first ever match at Nambole National Stadium since 2019 is going to be this, after, of course, KCCA also doing there. So the biggest stadium in that is the country has been closed since that time. So they are tussling it out today. So the 2 teams are, of course, tied at the same points, I should say, 46, with Vipers in the second place, courtesy of that is a superior goal difference that has separated them, because their points are only 2 points. I did say behind that is the table leaders, Chitara Football Club, who have played more goal games during that is the draw in their draw with Mbarara City. So it has given them that upper hand to just leapfrog the team of Vipers Sports Club right there. But Bull won the reverse fixture, if you remember, 3-2 at Chitende. Only their second win over that is Viper Sports Club target. First ever double over, that is the champions, and of course they are trying so much to see that this makes a very big one. So they are now not intimidated by that is the playing style or the playing away game from home. It is new normal because they want to at Vipers home ground in Chitende. This is now a neutral ground to them, and everybody is going to be feeling, yeah, it's a normal thing. So we shall be expecting a lot and a tough game. Remember, ticket sales are already going on for those who would love to attend. But of course, a win for either side will take them to, that is past Chitara. If Vipers win, they'll go ahead of Chitara. If Bull wins, they will also go ahead of Chitara. That means they will top the table. But who that is also still in, that is the Stanbic Uganda Cup. What do you think? Bull Football Club still has a Stanbic Uganda Cup to play. Chitara was one side in there, so they have Chitara to take on. And Jerome Chiria, yes, Jerome Chiria, Martin Aprem, all did what exactly they needed to do. So a tough game that will be. But for Vipers, yes, they will be having one of the biggest thing. I'm talking about experience. They have the experience. That will also be one of the biggest thing to talk about. The trials like Eunice Sentamu. You have names like Milton Carissa. You have names like Eric Kambale, who all will be in action for the Vipers probably this time around to be key, supported by, that is Alan Okello, who has been one of the biggest names. And not forgetting, of course, Bright Anukani, in that is the creative role. So all these things are coming right there, and we shall be seeing what this means. Let's look at the statistics of the two teams. Bull have only won 3 league games against the Sports Club Vipers since 2012, and of course they have never completed a double over, that is the Venoms, ever since they joined the league, losing 13 and drawing 6 in there. I've just given you. Vipers are also unbeaten as I talk at Bull since 2-1 loss in 2014. In this they had 5 wins and 4 draws. So yeah, you give us your view. That's one of the biggest games that will be coming. But what are we expecting? We shall be waiting to see right then. Now let's turn a little bit to golf before I go to international stories right there. There's a man called Mwenda, for those who follow the golfer, who of course has won, that is the Stanbic April Mag at, that is the UGC, as Kenyan's High Commissioner Owino signs out over this league. Now it was a total big one, as of course Robinson Mwenda carried at, that is a net score of April 2024 around the Stanbic the Stanbic Bank monthly mag of mags held that is the Uganda Golf of course club that has always been there. This was in Chitende on Saturday, and of course it showed a lot of things that probably propelled this gentleman to be one of the champions in, that is the golf world. Now let's go internationally and see what exactly is happening on the chat line. Or on the top story right here is about Manchester United, that has of course have the long thing in there. Now United are set to open talks over, that is a move for 85 rated defender, according to the reports. I did tell you yesterday that Manchester United board has said any other player at Manchester United is free to leave, apart from 3 players. One of them is Alejandro Garnacho, the second one is Kobe Mainio, and the other is called the young player Rasmus Højlund. But the rest, any club that comes for them, yeah, they will be able to give this any player right there. So Manchester United right now to begin discussion with, of course, Ronald Araujo, of course, as agent. This man plays for Barcelona. He's a defender. He has been one of the key names. Of course, he has captained the team. You have seen several times for those who probably has been following. But it's going to be a very tight contest to talk about right there. And then, of course, a lot of things still happening. Rashford informs Manchester United of his decision over his future, because they are saying he's also free to leave. Manchester United is not his home. Yeah, it can be his home, but of course when time comes you need to leave. Remember, it is now confirmed that Manchester United is not going to be playing in the Champions League come 2024-2025 season, because the Aston Villa win that was of course recently showed what exactly it is, and United you saw what they did, a draw, and that is one big thing. So they lie 6th on the log, 54 points, as Team Aston Villa lies 67 points. How many games are remaining? Only 3, I should say. 4 games to end the season. So do you expect United win? A very big challenge for them. So they will not be able to be a part of that is the Champions League, confirmed and signed. Probably maybe they should fight for Europa or even the Conference League that is right there. And now this is to battle in for Tottenham Hotspurs and of course to make sure that maybe they fit in what is called the UEFA Conference League. That's one big one. Yesterday, we did see games that took place. Out of that, the team of Real Madrid were also, Real Madrid held Bayern Munich. That is their own home yesterday at Bayern's Allianz Arena. That game ended 2-2. Remember, Madrid scored first through Vinicius Jr. In the 24th minute. But of course, later on, you did see the man Leroy Sané coming to make matters level. Then the penalty of Harry Kane in the 57th minute also saw them lead the game. But of course, later on, a penalty in the 83rd minute saw Madrid level. Now, what do you expect at Bernabeu? Santiago Bernabeu will be the next mover in the second leg of the UEFA Champions League, where, of course, the team of Bayern Munich has to travel all the way to, that is Madrid, in that side to see what exactly they can do. But, of course, as we talk, Bayern's Harry Kane has again broken a Champions League record, in that is Real Madrid's draw that they had yesterday. What exactly did he do is one big thing that we shall be seeing in right there. Scoring, of course, a very tight, interesting in there. But although his side still made the side unbelievably came back into the game to protect, that is their slender, of course, draw or advantage that meant that they could still have chance to go at Bernabeu and get something. Kane was still able to celebrate a successful evening of his personal level right there. Now the forward has a new record for, that is the most goal involvements by, that is an English player in a single Champions League. Yeah, Champions League campaign. That is after yesterday he scored, of course, 8 goals and providing 3 assists in his 11 European appearances this season. Having registered 11 goals involvements, Kane has also surpassed the record previously put or set by or shared with David Beckham and Steven Gerrard. Now he becomes the top. The rest follow him. Beckham achieved 10 goals, if you remember very well, contributing for Manchester United in 1998 to 1999, while, of course, Steven Gerrard matched the figure for, that is, Liverpool in 2007-2008. That was one of the biggest moments for him right there. So it's all about what you think could be, but Harry Kane is becoming another problem. Now, fully focus. Back to next week, second leg for those who love to watch this game. But for the rest, today is also another encounter between Borussia Dortmund and Team PSG. Now, that game happens to be one of the biggest games to talk about, as the two sides probably will be looking forward a lot of things. Just due to time factor, I'll be giving you some of the team news and see what exactly the news is like. Borussia Dortmund will be without, of course, the injured duo of Ramsey Basebeni, and not forgetting, of course, Julian Duravinle, who have both injury due to, that is, the injuries that they have. But Hummels could be returning back, but of course he has a shine. And not forgetting Donny Malen, who also is still out, thigh injury. Sebastian Haller has an ankle injury, and Marcel Sabitzer has illness, and have all they had all illness, but they have all trained with the team. They could be fit for the game today, so we shall be waiting to see what, of course, of the players that will be coming. Emre Can and Ian Mastin would be one big name served as of course, a domestic suspension that they did last week, but of course they are both available for the game right there. For that is the side. Enrique opted to rest Gianluigi Donnarumma, Nuno Mendes, Lucas Hernandez, Fabian Ruiz last And yes, they rested them, and of course, stick to that is the expenses of Kyle Navas, who tried in there. But of course, this time around, Mbappe is also in line for a recall after, of course, beginning his campaign very well. That's what you shouldn't also forget, because he's doing very, very good for the team after sustaining a light injury to the game. But of course, the attacker, you could see Ousmane Dembele, Dembele, Brandley, Bakola, the likes of Kylian Mbappe, yeah. So that's it. But for Borussia Dortmund, how would they have to, of course, come up right today? Like, you could see Kobel at the goals yet again. Ryson, of course, still coming into the team because he's very good. In the previous games, he did a very good one. Hummels being back into the team, though he scored an own goal in the other game, but this time around, this could be a turn for him again to make sure that he makes very good amends. What about Shlokota Beck, who could be also back to see that he makes in there? I did hear Masten, of course, Madsen, trading with the team, he will be able to play. Sabitzer had a fantastic game to make sure that the team qualified. Axel Sabitzer, formerly, of course, he went to loan at Manchester United, back to, that is, now he went to BVB, doing very tremendously well. Emre Can being back, he could be very good. Adeyemi is back into the team so well. He's training. Then, of course, you could see Brandt, of course, Jadon Sancho, and Afal Krab, who would be in the starting lineup for the team. Who are some of the names for PSG? Donnarumma was rested. Now he will be a starter after, of course, Keylor Navas couldn't do well. Hakimi will be in that defense line. Marquinhos will be in that defense line as the captain general. Then you have Danilo. What about the man by the names of Hernandez, who will also be into that team? Vetina, Zaire Emery will be in that midfield. What about Ousmane Dembele, Asensio, and of course Bakola? Not forgetting up front, the man by the names of Kylian Mbappe would be the names that you could be talking right today. So those are some of the big things I just heard for you today. Maybe some of the gossips before I sign out. Being a Wednesday, a lot of things are happening. Manchester United are expecting any club to meet, of course, their 70 million valuation for England forward Marcus Rashford, who is 26 years of age this summer. Paris Saint-Germain have also cooled their interest in Marcus Rashford, according to reports coming in there, because they needed him. Meanwhile, Arsenal have also offered Italian midfielder Jorginho, whose contract deal expires in June, a new contract deal for that is the 32-year-old. What is it good? We shall discuss about that tomorrow. And then, of course, West Ham will also face competition from AC Milan for Lille manager Paolo Fonseca, whom they want to bring into their books with, of course, the 51-year-old who seems to be a potential replacement for the Hammers after David Moyes could be going right there. Scotland's, and then there's also Chelsea and England forward Raheem Sterling, 29, has not had any contract or contact with the Saudi Pro, according to reports about the summer transfers. Now, at the same time, Chelsea have also denied that they paid Ruben Amorim's flight to London last week, that is which they think would be one big one. Remember, this 39-year-old is the coach or manager of Sporting Lisbon, and they feel this was at first linked with Liverpool. Now Chelsea has also been involved, according to reports. Leicester have held talks with the 37-year-old English striker Jamie Vardy after extending his stay at the club. 37. He has banked goals for Leicester City this season. As I talk, Leicester City is back into the English Premier League next season. So you will be expecting a lot of game coming in there. But Jamie Vardy, the tempo, the pressure at English Premier League, I don't think he is going to manage come 2024-2025 season. Now, it's been a very nice time having you right on the show, watching from all the angles, watching all over the country. We're saying with West Nile Television, we're lighting up the region, and of course, we are always going to be giving you all the best, courtesy of West Nile Television Whistle Time Desk. Good afternoon, have a very blessed day, and up next,